It's like this pressure, this constant like race that people, like younger people, seem in, that they need to publish papers, they need to do the right things, and there's no time or space to follow your curiosity and just follow where this thing could lead you. And it's a very modern thing that has become a reality. And like, for instance, like we're both like engineering.
Yes.
So I've realized that if you, funnily enough, like if you wanted to do engineering projects or things like that, you almost have to be a non-engineering major to have the time.
Yeah.
Because if you actually are an engineering major, you'd be just in the library doing homework and tests 24/7. So perhaps there's something to be said in that sense, like perhaps not going to the best quote unquote college in the nation because you have a lot of competition, everyone's trying to do the right thing. Perhaps it's better to not do the engineering or physics major because they're always busy or whatever. Because in a way, like what you want is leisure time to kind of let your mind wander and do that thing.
I think ideally one should, if you are at a place where the pressure is high, you should try, I know it's very difficult, but you should try to put aside some fraction of your time, say 20% or whatever, which you specifically devote to thinking about problems which not only you think you may not be able to solve, but maybe no one is going to be able to solve. And it is high risk, but I think that's really the way that really valuable research tends to get done.
We recently interviewed Bruce Byrne, and he was a mathematician who wrote basically the proofs of Ramanujan.
Oh yes, right. I know.
And after talking to him, I got really interested, and I started reading the book on Ramanujan, which is basically called the Man Who Knew Infinity.
Yes.
And in that book, I was reading that. So Ramanujan, he was very poor and everything, but because he was very talented, he's found a scholarship to go to this university.
Yes.
And in the university, he only wanted to do mathematics. He wanted nothing to do with English and the history and the literature. And well, after the first year, he got kicked out because he never showed up. He never did homework. He was only doing mathematics.
Yes.
And he did that once, and he came back to college a second time because someone gave him a scholarship, and the same thing happened. He only did mathematics. He refused to do everything else.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening, and something that he said, is that he needed this leisure time to only do mathematics and let his mind follow his curiosity.
Yeah.
So I found that story very, very much interesting because that's, after reading that, I'm more cautious, just preventing being busy all the time and just doing something and just okay, like what are the things, like you said, like spending some time, 20% of the time, or just thinking about what would the work look like if this happened, or just kind of solving these problems that perhaps cannot be solved today.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but it's tough. It's tough to do that. Yeah.
Which is like, you need to, it's not the inertia or like how things, like the easy ways, it's kind of like forgetting your curiosity and forgetting how you are naturally like, and kind of getting lost in that way.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting thing.